Nigeria exports oil, fashion, music, entertainment, and everything creative industry. But one thing Nigeria exports the most is aspiration. If this is your jam and you want to understand the intersection between culture, marketing, PR, psychology, consumer behavior, and everything in between, this is your jam. This is Culture Capital, and I'm your host, Kaka. Similar to the American dream, Nigeria sells aspiration. It's mostly what could be, what can be, and what the idea of success look like. Are we really successful? We can say 80% of the time, but then we have a good way of making it larger than life. Our aspiration travels faster than anything else because it is in our drive, it is in who we are, it is in how we present ourselves to the world. Look at the entertainment industry, look at music, look at fashion. I must say so, we call ourselves the African giants, and we're really the African giant in 2026. We're still going to be the African giant, whether you like it or not, and this is in our DNA. So if you're any brand trying to navigate this market, you should understand our behavioral pattern of what aspiration is. You can't come as a global brand trying to come into the industry and play small. You had better align with the right set of people, give us the right messaging and the right context. The funniest thing about the Nigerian consumer behavior is that money does not flow before desire, or desire flows before the income. And that's why we have spent the money even before getting it, because we are very performative in nature. It doesn't mean that people don't own legit money. It doesn't mean we don't have the billionaires and the millionaires. It doesn't mean we don't have the spending power. But most of those things are just part of our DNA, to be loud and larger than life. When we're talking about culture capital, aspiration is a cultural engine in Nigeria. That is why our music sells. That is why our food sells. That is why you hear everybody, oh, you want to marry a Nigerian and you want to have a Nigerian wedding. But all of these things come at a cost, because when I say the pressure, we live and breathe in the pressure of the cost of aspiration, because again, it is not free. It is important for brands not to confuse aspiration with affordability. Because you see 10 people wear something, or they are buying a $1 million dress, or they are buying the Chanel, or they are buying the Hermes, it doesn't translate to every part of the economy and that everybody can afford that. So what most brands always do is overpredict the context of the luxury and the disposable income that we have. So even when I'm saying global brands, I'm talking about restaurant owners, I'm talking about people who own open chain of restaurants. Like, if you're opening restaurants with aesthetics, you should have aesthetics, but you're going to attract people who wants to use that as an aspiration. They won't become your repeat customers. They just need to come, get their pictures, get the vibe, and also be with the flow. So you need to understand, again, who you're speaking to, the economic power of the people that you're speaking to, and then how you want them to translate or to relate with your brand. And this is really, really important. The key thing here is do not mistake aspiration for affordability. Aspiration, as I said, is one of Nigeria's biggest exports because it is something rare. It convinces people that tomorrow can be better. But this information should be handled with intelligence, because when you build brands or when you build things based off of aspiration, you are just not selling products, you're not selling services, you're also selling beliefs. So whatever belief that you're bringing into that context must align with what you can provide in the long run. As I said, do not mistake aspiration with affordability. I'll see you guys on my next one. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye, guys.